Hey, hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Make a Point. Um, Today is gonna be a special edition because we're moving closer to the festive period, and I really want to thank everybody because this week has been remarkable. I got your messages on my birthday, and it was overwhelming. I thank you all for the good wishes, the messages you send, the gift. It's amazing. And I just want to appreciate everybody that did me fit to wish me well on my birthday. Want to thank you. I want to thank you. I want to appreciate you. The love was so much. The love was so much. And all I can say is thank you. Thank you all. Thank you for the love. Today we have just a little thing we're going to talk about. And what are we talking about or make a point today? It is being thankful. On this show, we always talk about things we need to do to get going. And I'm just going to say I mentioned some five things that why we have to be thankful. And thank you for joining me, Abdul Salam, Adam, Magaji. Thank you. Thank you everybody for logging in. Thank you everybody for joining this episode. I know it's been a while, uh, but we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep, running this so we can have a platform where our voice can be heard. So before we move to roadmap to a new Nigeria, let's really, briefly talk about the reason why you have to be thankful. I guess a 5 point for us to talk about. So why should you be thankful? Why must you be, you know, thankful? Why must you show appreciation? For being alive to see another day is something that we have to be thankful about. For uh, having the gift of life. You know, when you see what is going on in the news, people pass away every now and then, but you were still here, you're still alive. It is something that you have to be thankful about. And this is one of the major things that why we have to be thankful. We have every cause to thank God. We have every cause to thank our Creator. Whoever you believe in, whatever religion you do, you need to be thankful. You need to be appreciative. You need to show appreciation for having life, for still being alive. Because when you have life, you have hope, you have assurance that you can do something. You can change life. You can transform things. You have the chance to do something a new way. So you have to be thankful for still being alive. So another thing I'm going to mention of why you have to be thankful is for staying healthy. When you have sound health and you are still here, you breathing, you can, eat whenever you have the little you can eat without no much ado. You can, move around with no problem. Is enough to be thankful for. Being alive, being healthy. When you see people who are laying down on the sick bed, we wish them as soon as recovery. People who are in a sick position, we wish them as soon as recovery. But you have to be thankful for being alive. Being alive, that's the number one thing. And being healthy, you have to thank for God for being healthy. Hale and healthy is something you thank God for. Another thing that you have to be thankful for is for having the brain. When you have the brain, you have the knowledge, you have the wisdom to do something. It makes you plan ahead. It gives you the courage because you have the brain. You have the opportunity to think. You should be thankful about that because there are many lunatic. There are many people who cannot even think. the heart of their mind. They can't even put their mind together. But you have the opportunity to be alive. You have the opportunity to be healthy. You have the opportunity to think. And that is enough for you to thank God, to be thankful to your creator. Uh so this is make a point, and what we're talking about is why we should be thankful, why we should be showing appreciation. Another thing is for the hopes to come. You know, you have to be thankful because there are a lot of things that are still coming ahead. There are a lot of things that we will still
Get,
get,
you know,
beside.
beside all of this, there are a lot of things that will still come. That there are things that we hope for. So the sense of we having a hope for something new to come, we should be thankful about this. We should be grateful to God for giving us life. We should be grateful for God for making us healthy. We should be grateful to God for, giving us the brain to think. And another thing is we should be grateful for the hope, because in
In
due
due
time,
time, things will come and we're going to make headway. Another thing we have to be thankful for is we just have to be thankful for the little thing that the Lord has given unto us, the little thing that we have achieved in life. When we look at our past, when we look at what we have, how far we have come, we should be thankful. We should be grateful to God. We should always show appreciation because we've been alive. Thank you, people joining me on Instagram. I just want to appreciate you. Thank you, everybody, for the love. Once again, I want to thank you. I want to thank you. So, thanking you for being there. I'm thanking you for being supportive. I'm thanking you for everything we have been able to achieve together in the years past on this platform, NYCPC. So the last thing that I mentioned on this is we need to be thankful for the little, because when we look at what we have, sometimes we feel like, oh, we don't have a lot enough, and why should I be thankful? I don't have a car. Why should I be thankful? I don't have a house of my own. Why should I be thankful? But we have so much to thank God for. When you look back from your childhood, from how God have been, whatever you believe in, how you've been being protected, how you've been sailing through the hardship, the hard time, and all of this, till now, and you're still breathing, you're growing. It's enough for us to be thankful. Don't look down on what you have. That thing that you have, many are praying to have it. That position that you find yourself today, many are praying to be in such position. So the moment you're not thankful about all of this is it's the moment you fail to be thankful about this, it's like you want to be an ingrate, and even we as a human, when we do things to people, we want them to show appreciation. How much more God who has given us life? How much more God who has, been guiding us from our childhood to this present moment? So we have to be grateful. We have to show appreciation, and that is the point I want to make today. While we switch to the next program, which is the Roma to New Nigeria. And if you're listening to me, think about it. What is it that you have, that you feel is nothing? What is it that is within your reach that to you is nothing? Oh, you have a motorcycle, you have a bicycle, but some don't even have a bicycle. You have a motorcycle, some don't even have it. Some pay for it to be mobile, to be able to go here and there. You know, some have a car, some don't have, and they're praying to her. But you have a car, but you just like, oh, I need a better brand of car. Why aren't you thankful about the car you have? Why aren't you thankful about the motorcycle you have? Think about it. People who don't even have, you know, a car, people who don't even have a motorcycle, people who don't even have a roof on their home, on their head, you know, and people who are unable to walk. So in every position that we have, people who are unable to walk, they also have to be thankful because some are lying in the grave. So in every situation, we have to be thankful. And I'm thanking you all for the love, for the support, uh, even on my birthday and on this show. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And don't let us stop thanking God. Thank you, Jonathan Godwin. You say keep up the good work. Appreciate that. Um, Adegbe, sorry if I didn't pronounce that name properly. Samuel, so proud of you. I'm so proud of you too for joining. Thank you so much. Abdul Salam Adam, you say very interesting. Magaji, hello to you too. Thank you all. Thank you all for tuning in. This is Make a Point, and I'm Prince AJ. We have to move to where we all have a way to put up our inputs into the program today. We have so much to discuss, but it's not gonna be as usual the way we used to do it. It's gonna be, we're gonna be freelancing today so that you all can have be a part of it. And so I'll see you on the next.
Yeah, yeah. Welcome to another episode of Roadmap to a New Nigeria, where we talk about things we want to see in the new Nigeria. Today we're doing this in a special way because it's a Thanksgiving season where we give thanks and where we appreciate each other. But today we're going to be talking about a few things that I think it calls for our attention. So wherever you're watching me from, in Nigeria, South Nigeria, wherever you are, uh, come closer and let us have this conversation. It's not gonna be too long. It's gonna be a brief conversation, but I bet you're gonna enjoy this today.
Today,
So
so
what
what
are
are
we
we
gonna
gonna
be
be
talking?
talking about? We're looking at uh things that are happening around, but the main thing on my list today is the forthcoming election. What's our plan as youth? What are we planning? What are we, what position do we want to be in this forthcoming, the general election, the state-wise election, and all the elections that are forthcoming? What's our plan, youth? Oh, excuse me. What do we want to do? What do we want to achieve? Are we still going to remain in the same position? Do we still want to maintain the status quo? Excuse me. I think I have this. Okay. The rays of light is coming through my uh, window. So elections are fast coming. So what's our plan? What do we want to do? Are we still going to remain in the same position to be a tools in the hands of politicians to be used to achieve their aim, or do we want to be part of this? Do we want to change the old system? Do we want to, do something differently? So, what do we want to do? What's our plan? We're going to be talking about this forthcoming election. Then we're going to be talking about the issues surrounding the death of this little boy Sylvester in uh, a school in Lagos State. and people was being on people has been on the social media platform talking about their experiences back in school. I have my own share of experiences too, like people what happened in this modern school, and how can we change it? How can we, you know, change the narrative? Because we find out that things are getting more worse every time. We're going to be talking about this briefly, and I want you to, partake in this conversation. So, what do you think we can do to change this ugly narrative in our boarding school, the inhumane style of leadership in boarding schools, the way seniors treat their juniors, and all of that. It's been in a system for many decades because I remember like over 2 decades ago when I was in that situation too. It was like that. We have to undergo different, torture, punishment from our seniors. We're going to be talking about this also, and I want you to be part of it. So if you're not online now, please come closer and let's have this conversation. Thank you, everyone, joining me on Instagram, and thank you all NYCPC member who is taking out time to be online with me. And another thing that somebody raised some few weeks ago that we should talk about. I think if we have time, we're gonna talk about this, and that is what happened in Lagos State. Like what happened in Lagos State, where the state government are raiding motorcycles and crushing them, destroying them. uh People who are talking about this raising eyebrow, and a whole lot of conversation surrounding this, and I want us to talk about it. Is this the best thing for government to do in a situation whereby things are hard for people? And although the government says, Lagos State government says they have their reasons for impounding those motorcycles, like those are the channel people are using to commit crimes in Lagos and all of that. But destroying those motorcycles, is it the best way in an economy like ours? So I want us to talk about it. I'm not going to hold on to a position. Fine. Lagos government is trying to sanitize the state, because when you look around the whole country, we don't actually have a state that can match up with what we see in Western worlds. Like people who travel to Europe, people who travel to America and all of that, the way you see things around, the way you see their cities being built. When we come home to Nigeria, we don't actually have something like that. So maybe Lagos State government is trying to sanitize the state to make it up to standard to their other developing cities in the world. But is this how to go about it? We're going to talk about this in a minute. So these are the three things I want us to talk about, and I want you to be part of this tonight. Though I'm not going to stay too long, but I want us to really talk about this real quick. I want us to talk about this real quick. Thank you guys for joining.
We appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. So first on the list is, what are we doing in this forthcoming election? We've been having election, and we, the youth, we have a big role to play. So, what is our plan? What is your plan? What
What
do
do
you
you
want
want
to
to
do
do in
this
this
forthcoming?
forthcoming election? What's your plan? What do you want to do? Is it what do you think we can do differently? Are we still going to stick with our old leaders? Are we comfortable with their way of leadership? Are we Are we okay? Does the way they lead us, is it commendable? You know, can we say, oh, we're cool with it? So, what's your take? I want us to have a comment. I want you to, talk about this. If you are online right now, if you're watching me right now, I need your comment. I need your comment. Like, what do you think? What are we going to do? Because everybody is complaining. We all are complaining about how the whole situation is tough, how the whole situation is hard, how the economic situation is looking terrible, hike on everything, price hike on gas, price on petrol, price hike on food stuff and all that. Everything going high, 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 and becoming unaffordable. And what do you think we can do differently? What do you think we can do differently? I'm not going to say nothing about this. I'm just going to leave this to you all for us to talk about it. And if we are not having enough audience, the video is online. Anytime you put your comment on, we can keep on the conversation. We can keep on the conversation. But one thing I'm going to say, excuse me, when it comes to this election is the decision is lying in our hands now. From the past elections that have been held, our votes are now counted. Unlike before, when those votes are not, you can, when you even vote, you're not sure if your vote will be counted. But now it seems our votes are being counted. So it means the power is coming to the electorate gradually. So what you have to do as a patriotic Nigeria is for you to get your PVC, get your voters card. When you get your voters card, this will get you ready to make a decision of the kind of leader you want to lead you. So get your PVC. If you're not old enough to the age, wait for your time and go get the PVC. And if you're above the age, I think it's 18. If you're above 18 or if you're 18, go get the PVC. It's your power. And when you get it, you have the right to vote for whoever you want. Another thing that I'm going to tell us is don't let us prepare our mind that we're going to make something on election day. Let's stop all this system of politicking that we have to get something before we can vote for somebody. Let's vote for people who are credible. Let's assess the data, let's assess the background of those people. Let's weigh them up. Let's look at them. Let's look at their antecedents. Let's look at what they've been able to achieve in the society. Before we make the decision, don't let us just rush to the pool where get money from party A or party B before we vote. We have to change this ugly narrative. It is not done in any climb. Like getting money before you can vote, or people's hanging at the polling unit, willing to buy vote from people. Why, there are even some silly things that are being done during this election period when people are being induced with money and to position themselves around the polling booth and where voters shows who they're voting for and they get paid for that. The moment you're doing that, you are sacrificing your conscience. When you're getting paid to vote, you're sacrificing your conscience. And you're not going to be the only ones going to suffer this. Your generation yet unborn will suffer it. So whatever we do, whatever thing we do today is not for today. It goes a long way. So what's your plan for this forthcoming general election? We've been having elections in some
Oh, it's I don't know, breaking transmission. Sorry for the breaking transmission. I'm glad we're back again. Glad we're back again. I don't know what happened there. And we're back. We're back. So thank you for stay tuning in. Solomon Keyayon. Uh, Let me know where you're watching this from. Just put in the comment section where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. If you stay watching, let me know where you're seeing this from. Um, and what I was talking about before the line went off uh, was the election. What is going to be our role in this forthcoming election as Nigerian youth? What do we want to do? Like, what's our plan? We have to, prepare so that this won't caught us unaware. Like we need to prepare, we need to act so that people, some minority, won't be making decision for us when we don't partake in it, in the electioneering processes. When we don't partake, when when we deny ourselves of performing our franchise to elect those who are credible. We're gonna be part of those who we're gonna suffer it all together. It's not gonna be those who voted. It's gonna be all of us. We're gonna suffer the lot together if we chose the wrong people again. So, what is your plan? What are your plans? How do we want to partake as Nigerian youth in this forthcoming election? We're going to be having elections, state elections before the general election is in 2023. So, what is your plan? Now, before I had a break in the service, I think I talked about two things that you have to do. Go get your PVC. Go get your voter's card. You need to have it. It's yours. You need to have it. That gives you the power to decide. It gives you the power to choose your leader. And another thing that I said before, the network, we had a break in the network. It was you need not to look forward to getting money for your vote. Stop selling your vote. It's not worthy to sell our vote. We don't have to keep selling our vote on election day. We don't have to, turn election grant to where we make money. Like all these peanuts, 3,000, 2,000, 4,000 naira. We only last for 2 days. And how can you ask those who you got money from before you vote for them when they're not giving you what is right? How can you question them? How will you question them? Well, how will you, ask for good governance when you've already been paid to choose them? Excuse me. Another thing that I said was let's check people who we are putting in this position of leadership. I don't just choose somebody because they are popular. Mm-mm. Don't just choose people because they have money to spend. They have money to spend on electorate before election. No, don't do highest bidding like our highest bidder or whatever time that we use during election. It shouldn't be that way. So let's look for people who are credible. Credible people. Let's check their background. Let's see their antecedent. Let's look at what they have done in the past. Let's check people, credible people. Let's look for these people. This should be what should our major objective. Like
Like we
we should
should look
look
for
for
people who are credible. Like people who are credible, reliable, people who have a good track record. People we can, look at people around them and like tell that these are the right people to lead.
looking out for. These are people we need to start looking out for. We need to change this ugly narrative of, getting money from somebody because the party is popular. They want to get money. It doesn't matter what party, as long as they are worthy of such position. Let's vote for them. Let's vote for this kind of people. So get your PVC, change the narrative, change the mindset of making money during election. It's not a period for you to make money. It's not a money making period. It shouldn't be seen as that, like, oh, this is a time for us to make money. It's a money making opportunity for you to go vote. No, no. It's not a time for you to it's not an auction. You know, like I want to go for highest bidder. Whoever pays higher, that's who I'm giving my vote for. Do you know the moment you're doing that, you're selling your own future? You know, and you're not going to be the only ones going to suffer this. Like a lot of people will suffer with you because you
Join
join
the
the
team
team
by
by
making
making
a wrong decision. Like it's making a wrong decision. So how do we do it? We have to change this narrative. So we're preparing for general election, we're preparing for state election. What is your plan as Nigerian youth? Are we still going to sit with the whole system, the whole narrative, or we want to change things? We want to turn things around on our own time, So what do we want? Do we want the youth to handle more positions, or do we still want to, pinch our tent with our old age politician if we feel they are still going to be the best for us to, to pinch our tent with? What do we want to do? What's going to be our decision in this time? Like, it is coming. It is coming. Like, what do we want to? Thank you, Tanko Ajara. Keep up the good work. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you for. I don't know. Maybe it's my bad. Maybe Tanko Ajara. I don't know. Maybe you're a lady or a brother. But thank you, because that name. But let me know where you're chatting from. Let me know where you're watching this program from. This is Nigeria Youth Coalition for Positive Change, NYCPC, and this is Roadmap to a New Nigeria. And what I'm talking about today is, what are your plans for the next general elections? What are your plans for the next general election? What do you want to see change in this forthcoming election? We need to talk about it. We need to start talking about this. And another thing what I said we're going to be talking about today is what happened in Lagos State recently, where motorcycles are being, impounded and destroyed. Is this the best way to go in a trying economy? If we're trying to sanitize the state to make it look more beautiful, more credible, or try to reduce crime rate, is this the best way to go around it? I want your opinion. I want us to talk about this. These are things that are, we're facing as individual, as youth, as entity. What do you want? What do you think? As our leader, are they doing the right thing? Are they doing the right thing at the right time? Are they prioritizing what we bring the best for us, the masses? We're going to be talking about that too, but I want us to conclude on this forthcoming election. What are we going to do? Then another thing that I have today that I think we need to talk about is the issue in our boarding schools. For those who have been opportune to attend boarding schools, there are a lot of bitter experiences from student to student, not even from teachers to student. Now, from student to student, from the senior student to the junior student, the in human treatment, from senior student to the junior ones, dehumanizing each other and all that in different forms of way. And we had an example of what happened in Lagos recently, where a boy from Delta State was was allegedly murdered in the process. Murdered in the process. Asked to join a cultist group in the school, and according to the reportage, he refused to join, and he was asked to drink some liquid or whatever, and this led to his death. And investigation is still going on, but there are a lot of scenarios like this. That last year something like this happened to in Abuja, to a young lady that died in the process. So what are we going to do? Like, how do we going to change this? What are our roles as a youth, as a patriotic individual in the society? What are we going to do? So we're going to be talking about this today, and it's not going to be long. For a few minutes, we're
we're
going to
going to
be
be
talking
talking
about
about
this,
this,
and
and
it's
it's
something
something
I
I
want
want
us
us
to
to
see,
see
because
because
we
we
have
have
to
to
make
make
a
a plan. We need to plan for the future. The future is now. So election is fast coming. Election is closer. What do you want to do? Get your PVC. Make up your mind. You've been in pain. over the years, so many times you've been let down by leaders and all that. Choose the right leaders. Choose the right. And if you feel you can do better, if you feel you have the capacity to do better, go out there and seek for support. Let people support you so you can give better life to people. And I'm saying, like, we have to change this ugly narrative about us going to the polling unit to make money during election. Electioneering time is not a time for us to make money, for God's sake. This is where we sell our future. This is where we sell our pride. This is the moment we sell our voices. When we sell it, we can regain it. And this is when our leader will like, well, we paid you guys during the election. Why you knocking at my door, at my office door? Why you looking for a job? I paid you. Did you vote for me voluntarily? I bought your vote. It's buying of vote is like buying of conscience. So we need to change this ugly narrative as a Nigerian. We shouldn't allow these ugly faces to use us as a wrong tools in their hand, because any leader who is buying vote is an ugly face, is a desperate individual. People who are not credible enough are those who go on feed and buy people's conscience with money. If you are credible, if you know you're credible, you let people see your master plan, you don't need to buy votes. Why must you buy votes? Why must you buy votes from people? We need to change this, even both from the political point of view and from we, the citizen point of view. We shouldn't allow this to be the narratives. We should change this. We should thank God recently from recent elections, like the one that was conducted in in Edo State. One was conducted to was it in Anambra or thereabout, and we saw some videos on the internet where people were rejecting money from some political parties. They are delegates who brought money to the center of electioneering center, and we got law enforcement agencies around, police officials around, seeing all that happening and without taking action. We shouldn't allow this to be the order of the day. So what are our plans? So I've said here that go get your PVC and change this narrative of how to get a bag of rice before I vote. Whoever is giving you a bag of rice around the election period, it's not, these people are not credible. Like, why must you give people bag of rice before they vote for you? Why must you give people money before they vote for you? It's uncalled for. It's unnecessary. So we need to change this narrative. So rounding that up, go out there, go get your PVC, your voters card, go get it, then change this narrative. We need to elect the right leaders without being induced by money. We need to get the right leaders. And the time is here. If we want young people to come out. We want young people to come out and, go for positions, go for elective position. Let us come out and show our intentions to contest. And we're going to support each other. We're going to support ourselves. We're going to come outside en masse and support ourselves. So let's go outside. Let's come outside. Let's go there. Let's have ambition. Let's go out there. Let's show our interest, and we're going to support ourselves. That's where we're here. Nigeria Youth Coalition for Positive Change is here to support the youth, to support the elderly too, who are ready to support us, the youth. So we're going to show our support. We're going to show our support, to anyone who is ready to transform this nation, to anyone who is ready to change this ugly narrative with us, to anyone who is ready to make sure that Nigeria is our place of peace, our place of love, our home, where we can sleep with our two eyes closed, where we'll be secure, where our property, our life and property will be well secured. We need people who's going to come in and do all of this. So let's go off on that, and let's go quick to this issue of Lagos State, where motorcycles, popularly called Okada, were being destroyed, impounded. The Lagos State said these motorcyclists are the one committing crimes in the streets of Lagos with the motorcycles and the traffic. They committed a lot of crimes and all of that. But this is not cool. This is not a good narrative for a nation like us. But the step that the government took was to, take all these unregistered motorcycles and those who were not known or those who are operating in a wrong route, and they impounded their motorcycle. But afterwards, they destroyed this motorcycle. So that is my point. Fine, we want a state, we want a city in Nigeria that people from foreign country can come to and look at it like, oh, this is a developing city, like other developed cities. When you go to Johannesburg in South Africa, when you go to some other African countries, they are major cities. Even when you go to Egypt, when you go to Mali, when you go to Rwanda, when you go to, like, there's some countries, and even when you go to Ghana, when you go to Accra, there are some places you go to that you like, oh, am I in Western country? Am I in European countries? Because the serene environment, the serene environment, the well organized and all of that. We need a city like that in Nigeria. But even if we're going to achieve that, the step that the Lagos state government took was that the right step to take, destroying motorcycles in this kind of economy where people were striving to survive. You know, what is the hope of these people you took? I'm sure not all these guys are criminals. Not all these guys that rode on these motorcycles are criminals. But you took those motorcycles from them and you impounded them and you destroyed them. But of what economic importance would that put into this system? Fine, we want to sanitize Lagos State, we want to flush out criminals and all that, but there are different things that I think we can do. So if you're on the platform and you want to, say something about that, the line is still up. You can put up your comment, or you can uh, join the. Let me see if I can share my screen with you. Then you can join this conversation. Let me see. Okay, let me see. Uh, okay, I'll check that later if the way you can join me. You want to join so you can talk, but just show me in the comment section if you want to join this conversation. But I won't stay for too long. But if you still want to make a nipple, you want to come on the screen, just indicate in the comment section. Then I will private chat you the link to my studio. Then we can have this conversation. You can be on the screen with me. Then we can both have this conversation if what Lagos State government did was right or wrong. So I'm not going to judge, but I just want to feel your insight on this. So while I wait for comments, let me go to the last thing that I have here that I want us to talk about is the boarding school saga, the boarding school problem, where people we had the story that happened recently, the death of that young promising child, 12-year-old thereabout, that died, and allegedly it was said that his senior colleagues in school uh, forced him to join some cult group, and he refused, and he was maltreated, beaten up, and he was forced to drink some sort of liquid that led to the damage of his lung and all of that. It's a terrible story to talk about, but we've seen stories like this in the past. We have story like this, similar to this in Abuja, that had to involve this young girl, and she passed away too. And we had another one of Deeper Life School on the northern side, and what happened to that little boy and all of that. And one keep wondering, Why are our schools turning this way? You know, won't keep wondering why are things being this way. So are we going to keep on like this? Are we going to keep, are we going to keep on going through this way every now and then? What are we going to do to change the narrative? So this is something I think we need to talk about. And our boarding schools, are they safe now? Or what are we doing about it? What are we doing about it? Because people are now afraid to even send their kids to boarding school. During the past, when I was in boarding school, because I attended one of the Unity secondary school back in the days, I knew the level of discipline, even from our seniors, the way they, treat us in human treatment, you know, you have to serve senior, you have to, fetch water for your senior to bathe, you have to wash his clothes. Even when you have not washed yours, you have to wash your senior's clothes. You have to fetch water for him from a far distance because that was having challenges with water supply in the school. We have to go to another village to go get water from a stream. And if you see how dangerous the stream is, you have to go down. It was a depth. You have to, climb down to the depth where the stream is a spring water coming out from, from the wall. And you have to go down, fetch that water. Sometimes you be coming up, you slide because of the slippery state, and you fell with your water, and you go down and get fresh water and all that. You have to fetch water for your senior to bathe. You have to wash his clothes. You have to fetch water to the kitchen before they can cook, and they'll write the names of people who fetch water. If you don't fetch water to the kitchen, you won't enter the kitchen to eat for the day. And if you want to eat, there'll be some people outside the door. They're going to flog you because you failed to fetch water before you can have access to eat. That is if you so much like food. So these are the kind of treatment we got that back in the days. A lot of beating, a lot of flogging, a lot of maltreatment, a lot of dehumanizing scenarios whereby seniors will be just been doing things to the juniors just to fulfill their form for nothing, maltreating juniors, taking their provisions, eating their provisions where the juniors starve for food, breaking in their lockers, breaking in their combo, taking off their provisions and all of that. These are happening. This happens. It was one of my experiences. It was part of my experiences back in the days. But it's unfortunate that even when the schools are being splitted, that we now have a senior secondary school separately, we have junior secondary school separately to reduce this sort of scenarios. We still have these ugly scenarios playing out in these institutions. So what can we do? Now, how can we change this? I've been rolling out these questions, and when you're seeing this video, whenever you're seeing this video, there's still room for you to make your input, to comment on this. So, what are we doing? What's our plan? How do we change it? Do we have to talk to the teachers? Is it our children that we have to talk to? Is it the society? What are we going to do? Because it's bad. If this keep happening, nobody will want to take their kids to. And guess what? The school that all this recent happen within their walls were schools that are that can be said as standard, international standard. All the schools that all these recent occurrences happen are schools built on the platform of international standard. Like these are schools you can talk about, like these are best school in the country, and stuff like this happened in this so-called international standard school. So how much more our regular Unity Secondary School government colleges? How much more our federal government colleges? And if this can be happening uh, in a private institution, which we assume they are international standard. So how are we? What are we going to see in our so-called regular standard schools? So what are we going to do? Who should be blamed here? Is it the parent? Is it the guidance? Is it the school authority? Is it the student? And what are we going to change around this? As Nigerian youth, What do you think we can do to change the narratives? These are just questions, and I'm giving it out to us all to deliberate on this. It might not be immediate. It might be whenever you see this post, you can put your comment on it, and we will go through it and learn from your comment. And I think a lot need to be done. In the past month, we've had conversation like almost a month. We were having that conversation, bringing different guests on this platform where we're talking about the decadence in our educational system. These are one of the result of those decadence. And if we don't find a lasting solution to this, it's going to eat up the whole polity. It's going to eat up the whole system. Nobody will want to take their children to boarding school any longer if we don't find a lasting solution to this, if we don't find a way to cope all these ugly occurrences in our schools, in our boarding schools, especially boarding schools. It happens too in day schools, it happens in day schools, but it's more rampant in the boarding school where seniors maltreat their juniors. It happened to me, it happened to a lot of my colleagues. There was a post recently on Facebook that one of my old student member put up on his Facebook, and he was talking about the scenario of this semester and what he experienced back in the days. And I read through the comment, and everybody was giving their own experiences where they was dehumanized by their fellow student and all of that. And even in the course of that conversation, some people were even attacking each other, saying, "Oh, you referring to somebody that maltreated you, but you also maltreated me," and all of that. And it was, becoming some another round of fight and all of that on the trend. I just had to like put a comment that we have to let all this go. It's a past wound, but these are things that made us stronger. But the kind of generation of kids that we have now might not be able to go through this kind of things. They might not be able to survive it. So what can we do? It's going too long. We need to change this. We need to change. These are things that build our society. If we're looking for a new Nigeria, if we are envisaging a new Nigeria, if we are looking forward to a new Nigeria, there are a lot of things that need to be changed. We've talked about education, and this was one of the points we made in our subsequent in our previous episodes where we talk about the way our schools are being constituted, the way our schools are being, and the kind of effect the training from parents has to do on the life of their kids. So, it's something
That
that
we
we
have
have
to
to
keep
keep
talking
talking
about.
about.
It's
It's
something
something
we
we
have
have
to
to
keep
keep
talking
talking
about
about
because
because
uh, we cannot still be in the same position and want everything to change. There are things that we need to do. So what are we going to do about this? It's important. What are we going to do about this? Is it we have to sensitize our leaders? Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to say our leaders. Do we have to sensitize our teachers? Or do we have to sensitize the parent? Or do we have to, start going to school, telling them what to do? And now, what can we do? What can we do? Because it's like this is a really concern to every parent. Because no parent want to lose their kids. Not in that way at all. Not in that way at all. Holding your child and you cannot even help that child till it passed. It's painful. No parent want to experience such. It's painful. So what do you feel we can do as a nation to change this ugly narrative? What do you feel we can do differently to make sure that all this are eradicated from our school? It's been ongoing for a long time, for decades, but
but nobody's doing anything about it. So
what
what
do
do
you
you think we can do? How can we change this narrative? What can we do to change this ugly narrative? It is important that we change it. So what can we do? So what can we do? So I will leave the question to us. I have my points. I have what I've written down, but today we're not going to talk about that. I just want us all to, look at all these things, bring up your point. We can have it on our platform. And if you have not joined this platform officially, I want to just call you
To
to
join
join
us.
us.
Join us. It's a place for you to be. Let's change the ugly narrative of this country. Let's change it. Let's transform this country. Nigeria can be changed when you and I believe that it can be changed. You know, we need to come together. We need to come together. Either you're from the east, south, west, north. Let's come together as Nigerian youth. We need to come together. Our pride is in our unity. Our pride is in our numbers, because when people talk about Nigeria outside Nigeria, like the largest black country in the whole world, the largest black population in the whole world is Nigeria. You know, and we need to harmonize, synergize all our energies together to reach the same goal. We shouldn't allow these leaders of ours to keep bringing disparities among us. This gap that is coming between all our ethnic group are caused by our leaders, and not they are not caused by our followers. You know, it's so painful when you see posts on social media and you see everybody tackling each other based on ethnic group. When you look at this surname, when you look at this name, it's crazy. You have to tackle them by their name, tackle them by this and that. You know, east, west, south, to start fighting each other on a platform on issues that doesn't even call for direct attack. You know, these are what our leaders has caused, and they are not trying to settle this because they are the main benefactor of the whole thing. Yeah, because the more they keep this disparity among us, the more they keep, rotating the power among themselves because they know how to dictate the tone. But it's high time for us to understand that we need to come together. We need to come together. We need to have we need to have one voice. We need to shun ethnicity. We need to shun all these disparities in our ethnic group and come together. You know, it is in our togetherness that we can achieve the country of our dream. This is the roadmap to a new Nigeria, and one of the major things that we need to do is to find those things that we need to change to make us one. To make us one. Nigeria was better in the olden days, but the greediness of all our leaders, the greediness of some of our leaders, brought us to this present position. But we can't keep saying it's bad, it's going to remain bad. We need to take a proactive step. We need to change this narrative. So, what can we do to change this narrative? Is for us to come together as one entity and for us to do something proactively and to change the narrative, to change the whole system, to get this country of our dream. Let's come together, united as one. We don't need to keep tackling ourselves on social media, exposing our weaknesses to the whole world to see on little thing that doesn't even warrant us to start unnecessary argument. We start talking about our differences and all that on social media platform, exposing ourselves and all of that. People are looking up to us as a country. People cherish Nigerians when they see them around outside the shores of Nigeria, but we don't cherish ourselves. That's why our leaders always treat us back because we don't even understand our own worth. The only way we can understand our worth is when we come with one voice, come together. And that's why we're calling you an NYCPC that join this movement. One in our movement, Nigeria Youth Coalition for Positive Change is a place to be. Just come, let's brainstorm, let's work on things. We're not antagonizing our leaders. Cool. It's their chance, they're making it, they're making best of their capacity. That's what they feel they can do. That's what they think Nigerians deserve, and they're doing it. So we leave it to them, but let's work things out. Let's see, let's look at the kind of Nigeria we ourselves want. Let's all sit down and brainstorm and look forward to the country we dream of. Country where we can have an enabling environment that will make us strive to achieve our dreams. Country where our best hand will not start keep running away to for greener pasture or other climb. Let's come together. It is important. And on this note, I'll be drawing the curtain, and I just want to appreciate Everybody that
that
joined
joined
this
this
program
program
today,
today.
I
I
want
want
to
to
sincerely
sincerely
appreciate
appreciate
you.
you.
It's
It's
another
another
time
time
to
to
be
be
with
with
you,
you,
and
and
I'm
I'm
so
so
glad
glad
that
that
you
you took time to be here. I want to appreciate everybody for the time, for the data. I know it's hard in Nigeria when you talk about data. You have to spend a lot watching live stream. But I just want to appreciate those who stood all through this show and watched this program. Want to the important thing is not just to watch, but take that step. If you want to join this movement, I'm gonna put a link on the comment section. It's nycpc.org. Go there, check, check, and check this out. Go to nycpc.org and sign up. Nigeria Youth Coalition for Positive Change is here to stay, and we're going to change those ugly narratives. We want our country to be seen as the best in the world, and we're going to get there. It's not too late. We still believe in a new Nigeria. We still believe that everything is going to work well for good for us. When we believe, and it's going to be so. So go to nycpc.org, sign up as a member. It's like a social media platform, and if you want to be one of our volunteers, you want to join as a volunteer, there's another website of ours, be on the screen now. Go to www.oneeramovement.org. That's and join, sign up. There's a platform, there's a page where you can put your information. And the moment you sign up as volunteer, you get our welcoming email. Then we'll tell you what next to do as one of our volunteers. Together we can change this ugly narrative. Together we can achieve the Nigeria of our dream. I believe in you. I believe in one Nigeria. I believe in the strength of the youth, and we're going to achieve it. Very soon, we're going to have the Nigeria of our dream. Thank you for joining this program today. I really appreciate you. Until next time, where we'll be having this conversation. You remember, we throw out some questions out there, and we're looking forward to read from you, and um, so that we can have a good insight on what to do. Until next time, that I'll be coming on your screen. Have a wonderful Christmas and New Year celebration, and may always be thankful. Thank you, and I love you.